everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean about 20 people. I know my YouTube channel was not very big to begin with, but like sometimes I would get like 1,000 hits on a video that I post about Kung Fu or something. I posted a Kung Fu movie and it would get like 1,000 hits or something. But like the way things are nowadays, if you speak out or speak up, YouTube will just fucking throttle your videos, which is fine because I don't really need the views. The views are just there to know that, you know, someone's listening, and that's always nice because you want to feel validation. That's what every human being wants, to feel a little bit of validation and just a little bit of like, hey, that's pretty cool. And sometimes you don't get that, but that's fine. I'm not here for views or clicks or whatever the fuck. I'm not getting paid for this. I wish I was. I need money, but like I can't rely on unreliable things. So it's very crazy weather that we're experiencing right now. There's sort of like a yellow bile look to the sky. All summer it's been like that. Some due to the wildfires in Canada, but also just because it's just the world we live in now. Things are not really doing well. I feel like the world is falling apart, and maybe you do too. That's why it's important to just try to keep it together. I was talking to a family member today, and you know, we're just I want to see how things fall apart. You feel like sometimes you want to give up, and I know I've talked about that sometimes. I felt it, you know, especially lately with a bunch of things going on, and then you have health concerns and financial concerns. I mean, we're all getting, like, all the working class people, poor people are getting fucked. Now we realize, and I think this is a big wake-up call for folks. For years I've been, you know, sort of like talking about wealth, and talking about wealth hoarding, and talking about class, and it was just like, oh, okay, you know, especially, you know, in Connecticut where you talk like that and people are like, you know, because it's Connecticut, and that is an epicenter for wealth inequality right there. But now people are becoming aware, a little bit more aware of the fact it's too late now. But I sometimes think they're trying to, you know, get rid of us. You know, I think people feel that way with the healthcare, with food. You know, like health food. Why does health food cost so much? You know, why is it that we're fed crap? It just feels like people don't give a shit, you know? So it's important to try to keep it together. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep it together. And I hope you are too. And if you need any help, I recommend a nice healthy dose of duct tape. Duct tape is the sponsor of today's show. There's no sponsor for today's show. That's the thing that drives me nuts, is when you're watching a video and somebody says, oh, before you go ahead and watch that, go ahead and click on the... I don't ask anyone to click on anything, because it's, you know, rude. If you want to, like, click on something, you can click on it, and if you don't have to. Like, why do they have to insist on acting like this is the first time anyone's watched YouTube before? Oh, by the way, click on that. Just saying that, it's gonna like flash. You know, if you post this video, that's what happens. I've been on YouTube since 2009, and it's not to make money. It's to express myself as a content creator for the last 50 years, you know, since the 1970s, when I picked up a Super 8 movie camera and I wanted to film some funny things. You know, that's what I've been doing, and I can't stop, even though no one's watching. I don't care. You know, that 20 people, my average is like about 20 people who watch my videos, and there's 20 people that I didn't know, and there might be some family members in there, but I don't care. I think it's good, and like there's a couple people that have commented on my things constantly, and I appreciate that. It's like, now you're my new friend, my new pen pal, you know? But with the amount of things going on in the world, including like a volcano, earthquake type activity, seismic activity, it's a little scary. You know, I'm not going to lie. And I'm not going to lie that I'm scared that it happens at a time when in this country they're cutting weather-related research and weather-related updates, and, you know, so people aren't going to know when there's a problem, you know. We're going to have more problems, and people are going to know less and have less of a heads up on things. And then when things do happen, like a big natural disaster, there's going to be less help available. And that's part of what I think, like, are they just trying to kill us all? You know, are the elites in this country and throughout the world just trying to thin the herd? That's a question I have. Do you think that they're trying to thin the herd? I do. I think they want more. I think they want to take all the resources we have and they want to thin the herd. And then as soon as I said that, I got a confirmation from electricity. It's crazy. Crazy. We live in this crazy ass world. And sometimes I just feel like giving up and like, I don't know. But we can't give up. And my mantra is, I want to see how this movie ends, you know? And so a lot of people say, like, I want to just sit through this and see it's not going well, you know, for the world and for humanity. And people want to argue about how much impact humanity had in the environment. I'm like, really? You don't think we had any impact on the environment? I mean, if we have an impact on a neighborhood to the point where the neighborhood has to be shut down because no one can live there, don't you think that, you know, that could impact the same kind of thing if on a bigger level would impact more? Now I'm a little worried. Yeah, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna definitely going inside. So I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and you know, we were talking about religion and how that's sort of affected everybody and has divided the world. You know, religion divides. It doesn't like bring people together. It brings them together so that they can enrich the church officials, you know. It's funny that the church, to me, was the first major corporation. The church was the first multinational, you know, company. And what all that entails, you know. And I also feel that religion in general was an excuse to abuse people, really. And that's all religions. They were invented by men to just continue abuse. And when you look at what's happening with the world, and how religion has just divided people and forced one group of people to not even consider another group of people human. That's only done through religion, okay, and racial identity and things like that. Like, they use the us against them scenario that's where politicians learned it from. Politicians learned it from the church. That's why there's so many, you know, entangled church-state things in all countries. You know, regardless of what religion it might be, they're just an entanglement because they work together, basically to fuck us